Hi guys, welcome. This is Brad Krantz. Thanks for joining me here. I'm on my basically part 3 of my series, basically tips for social media. Today it is tips for doing video on social media. And I was inspired by a segment done last month on a Teachable Summit that talked about video. And from that, here's the big thing. I'm gonna kind of state a key point up front because I think it really needs to be said. If you're looking to do video, particularly if you haven't done video on social media before, key point here is only do 3 takes. Okay, only do 3 takes. Don't strive to waste your time trying to be a perfectionist, right? You'll drive yourself insane. The biggest point here again with that is just to do it. If you're doing your first video, the best way to get over it is to do it. Okay, and then you'll have it done. Your worst video is going to be your first one. That'll improve from there. As I tell people all the time, you learn by doing, right? You'll be, practice makes perfect. Remember, we've heard that. And that's kind of really key here. So the thing is to get started, just do it, but don't try to be a perfectionist. And on this, I just want to share a quick intro before I get into this, because I think this meme is really helpful when we're looking at marketing, traditional versus digital. I'm not really going to go into traditional other than say it is really costly, not easily measurable. You can look at the segment there, but I want to focus on the right-hand side. Digital marketing, one, it's inexpensive. It's easily measurable. It's easier to target your audiences. It's easy to edit ads if you're doing ads, and I'm not going to be talking about that. Less labor costs. You can see the memes at the bottom for Instagram and YouTube, and I'm going to kind of segue in some of the benefits of using social media platforms. Big benefit, and I'm going to share that here in a bit. But again, this is basically why I think most of us are doing video, myself, is because we're into the digital marketing realm, and we look at the right side there and say, yeah, this is something I can do, and I don't have to spend an arm and a leg or literally anything to do it. Okay, so my tips for social media, number 1 is to plan your social media marketing strategy in advance, right? Planning up front. It shouldn't surprise you that this is number 1 in the tips, is to strategize, or in other words, to plan ahead your social media video marketing strategy. Don't just wing it or off the cuff, right? I mean, you can do some of that, but planning is vital in order to develop a good story, so that you need to prioritize this step. Have an idea of what you're going to do, right? So planning your video marketing strategy in advance is going to allow you to develop effective content, which is key, and make your campaign that much more successful, right? If you're going to do it, you want to do it right. So what's exactly involved in the planning stage? I'm not going to get in depth on this, by the way, but audience research, who are you trying to reach? And you can go back to my video on branding for some initial steps on that. Compiling ideas. What do you want to talk about? And then content planning. What's your video going to be about? You want to think about that, plan it, and make it about the process. Share your process. As Gary Vaynerchuk recently noted, you should document instead of create. I'm going to include his link because I think it's a very helpful short video he posted on LinkedIn. And budget if it's applicable, right? Most of this stuff can be done for free. The nice thing is about social media is it's free. And here I'm going to pause and I'm going to jump on a quick screen share, because this is so key, guys. I'm amazed the number of people that don't get or understand social media. We're in the 21st century, right? I've shared this on my pages before. It's not original with me. I've got it, kind of developed it through Canva. But here's 32 places you can promote your business for free. And I'm not going to go through all of them, but your Facebook page, Facebook groups, you can do Facebook Lives. You can do Instagram stories. You can go Instagram Live, their IGTV. I just did a video on that today. YouTube, where this is going to be posted, but there's so many ways you can use it, and it is free, guys, and it's powerful if you take the time to learn about it and how to do it right. And that's, again, what this video is really about here, to just help you with some basics. Okay, so to continue, producing high quality video is no easy task, but planning definitely makes it a lot easier. So take some time to plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So it kind of applies here. Number 2, big here, is tell a compelling story, right? Thoughtful or thought out storytelling really invokes powerful emotions, and that's the heart of every successful social media video. If you can do that, you're going to be good. Stories are important because they awaken deep emotions in people, and that's exactly what you want to do with your audience. You want to trigger their emotions, right? And again, go back to my branding video and review the tips there that relate to, and will manifest themselves in what you share in the way of content, because there is I go say method to the madness in doing this. And so if you want to achieve great results with video, you want to work on your storytelling. And this is, again, just designed to be on the basic level. Proper storytelling will take your videos to the next level, and it's going to bring your brand even better results, which is what we want. And then number 3, you want to use the first few seconds wisely. Keep this in mind, guys. This is kind of an interesting statistic here, that in 2015, Time magazine cited a study that was published by Microsoft that shows our attention span is now shorter than that of a goldfish. Imagine that. I don't know what a goldfish's attention span is, but it's not very much. It claims people lose concentration in about 8 seconds, and you can bet that number is even lower now as we get into, as we're into 2020, turning into almost 2021. The biggest thing is, and I said this in my branding video, it takes basically you only have 7 seconds to make a good first impression on social media. So you want to be aware of that. You want to take that into consideration. You want to do it right. Right. You only get one chance to make a first impression. That's the same thing with your video. What's your impression going to be? So kind of heads up on that, guys. But I thought this was real interesting. Social media really has, unfortunately, shortened our attention span, and now as advertisers, if you're in the advertisers, we're mere seconds away from our audience deciding to move on from our content, right? There's so much stuff out there, what they call noise, and we're really trying to get seen and heard above the noise. And that's why we're going to do video. Your content is key, but how you present yourself, how you come across is really going to make your video stand out. And again, go back to my branding video because I talk about some of the tips that will play into how you do these. And so that's why you have to use the first few seconds of your social media video wisely. They're supposed to capture viewers' attention and encourage them to watch the video until the end, right? That's kind of what you're doing it for, right? So make sure the video intro is especially captivating, right? It should leave people with a sense of curiosity as to what could happen next. If you start out flat, you're going to lose people's attention right away. Also, you want to pay attention to the introduction from the very beginning of your video creation process. It's going to help you to create powerful video content that's going to drive results. And by that, we're talking about engagement, getting people to respond and act to, and as we get on call of action here. Number 4, you want to focus on the quality of your social media video. And it goes without saying here, I'm saying this, that quality matters over quantity big time. And it's no different when it comes to social media and videos, right? As mentioned before, grabbing your audience's attention is crucial, but keeping it is even more important. You want people to fully consume your videos. If you take time to shoot it, you want people to watch it, I would assume. And the only way to get them to do that really is to create a social media video that's packed with high quality content. I could frame those words and say it again: high quality content first over and above anything. And when it comes to videos, the number one rule is quality over quantity. And I'll just say this: I'd rather do one good video than 5 hastily formatted and shot and posted videos. Guys, take your time to do it and do it right. You want to do it, but you want to do it right. We often hear this kind of things, like going viral don't happen with low quality videos. Yeah, that's pretty true. And that going viral happens pretty rarely in general too. So it's important to focus on this step. Okay. So think about that. And we're not just talking about video quality like 1080 DP, right? And that's kind of where we're at with HD and all that. It's about the overall message. Again, we're getting back to storytelling and purpose. Okay. And equipment. I want to stop and pause on this. I was almost going to do a 10th point, but I just want to stop and pause on this. You don't need anything expensive. A good Android phone, or like I've got here, an iPhone, is perfectly fine, right? You don't need expensive video equipment. Again, the quality of content trumps video picture quality every time. A video with great quality content shot on your phone like this here will do better than poor content shot on professional equipment. So if you just have an iPhone or Android phone, you're good to go. And I still use my iPhone, obviously, for Instagram videos, as its platform really is, for the most part, only good on your smartphones. Okay. And I have upgraded my equipment in the last year. Just to give you an idea, I use for my camera here is a Logitech HD Pro cam. It runs about $100. I've got my Yeti blue microphone that runs about $99. And then I've got a soft mount dog softbox lighting kit. It's about $49. And keep in mind, these are pretty minimal, but these can be tax deductible if you have your own business. So benefit in spending money on equipment to work your business on social media, and that can be a tax deductible expense. Check with your accountant or tax provider on that, but something to keep in mind, these expenses can be written off. Fifth is you want to keep your video content short. Okay, the point ties in perfectly really with the section above that I just talked about. Keeping it short by removing all the excess parts is the first step towards a high quality video. So with attention span going downhill, it's essential for your videos to be filled only with relevant and engaging content. Could put those in parentheses, engaging content, without any fillers, right? So let's face it, most people don't have a time to watch your or my 20-minute social media video. I've seen people do hour and a half videos. The drop-off rate on many video platforms is about 2 minutes. So it means I think on YouTube and Facebook, people, if the first 2 minutes aren't good, it drops off and people stop watching it after that anyway. So if you can do that, a good 2-minute video is going to be better than something dragging, boring that runs 10, 20 minutes that people don't even watch. You kind of want to look at the watch rate. Do people watch your videos all the way through? That's probably for another video at another time, but consider that when you're doing it. This is more of a teaching video, so it's got to be a little bit more in length. But in general, you can do a pretty good video in 2 minutes or less. Sometimes get your point across, do it short, sweet. Okay. Keep in mind, people are there to consume short and quick information that can be explored deeper if necessary. Okay. And that's why your videos should be used only as a, kind of a hook to capture the attention, share a message, and get your viewers to follow up on it. Okay. So can you spread a powerful message through a short video? The answer to that is a resounding yes, you can. Okay, keep all these points in mind here. Then 6, use subtitles. It takes a little bit to get to know this, but I'm not going to go in depth on this, but subtitles make a considerable difference in videos. And not only from foreign viewers whose native language is not English or those hard of hearing, people will always be a part of your audience, but subtitles make a huge difference for your native audience too. And keep in mind, most people just start watching it. They don't listen to it. So if you have subtitles, it makes the video easier to consume. They don't have to listen to the volume. They can read what you're saying too. So subtitles are a big, big help. And you're going to appreciate a lot or get a lot of appreciation from all the non-native English speakers as well as hearing impaired users, of course, but the subtitles really help people to follow along. And you can turn on this feature with Facebook and YouTube, of course. And Facebook videos will automatically start on mute. And this means you don't have a chance to grab the attention of your audience with powerful words unless they turn on the sound. And a lot of people just don't, as I said. So just keeping this in mind. Subtitles will help you to get your message across, whether the video is muted or not. So that's just a tip in this. Number 7 is going to be animation. I'm not really going to get into this too much. I don't use it, but I thought it was a point worth bringing up. If you're a little bit more advanced on doing this, because one of the most recent and powerful trends in social media is video marketing and the use of animation. So if you have that skill or know somebody that does, great, but you're going to likely come across one of those animated videos that caught your attention and explained the topic in a straightforward way. And that really is an effective way. Gary Vaynerchuk does this a lot. A lot of other people do too. Animated videos are becoming more and more popular, and they're likely going to dominate, as we get in through 2020 and beyond. And what makes them so great really is their ability to take complex topics, visualize them in a clear, informative, and an engaging way. So just kind of a heads up on that. If that's something that grabs your attention, certainly use it. And then number 8, you want to consider your platform of choice. Now I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and now Instagram, but picking the right social media platform can largely contribute to your video success. Who's your audience? Who are you trying to reach? So each social media platform has different video requirements. You want to check those out individually. And that's something you should keep in mind when building your social media marketing strategy, right? So understand what platforms video requirements there are. For example, if you're going to post a video on Instagram, you need to make sure it's within the platforms. And this has changed a bit, 60-second video length. Your story allows 16 seconds for longer video, at least a minute long. You can post them to IGTV. There's also Reels, which I have not used, but again, heads up on this. Facebook, on the other hand, allows up to like 240 minutes long, 2 hours, something like that, 4 hours. Shows you'll occasionally have to readjust your videos to fit the standards of a specific platform. And then lastly, and I do want to pause on this, say last but not least, this is important. Guess what? I saved the best for last here. The last tip for your social media video success is a call to action. What do you want your audience to do? If you don't ask them to do anything, they won't do anything. Social media is all about driving conversations, getting engagement, and many are your brand. Many people just fail at this simple step. What are you calling them to do? Do you want them to engage with you, to respond? Do you want them to buy something from you? A great video is pointless if it doesn't include a powerful call to action, helping to meet your business objectives. And they call it short CTA. So remember that your CTA shouldn't be too sales focused, key point, and that it needs to point your audience towards converting. And remember, I'll say this over and over: add value, add value, add value. After someone watches your amazing video, they're in desperate need of direction. They want to be told what to do and where to go next, and you should give them a precise answer. What is it you want your audience to do? Okay, so that hopefully helps you. Just 9 quick tips on this. And as usual, my call to action is really, hey, just number one, if you enjoyed this and want to get more videos, I do Monday Morning Leadership. Hit the subscribe button on this so you can be informed of my upcoming videos. I'd love to hear back from you on this. If you're going to shoot your first video, and you go through this, I'd love to know about that, or send me a link so I can watch it. If you want to get some feedback too, I'd love to engage with you on this. And as always, feel free to engage with me on social media at the links that I will provide, guys. Thanks so much for joining me here. I hope this was helpful to you. And again, I hope this video added value to you. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.